Hello everyone, welcome to AI Tech Time, where we dive deep into everything related to project management. In today's video, we'll be discussing one of the most critical aspects of project management, risk management. Understanding risk management can be the difference between absolutely crushing your project goals and your project going completely off the rails. We're talking potential financial disaster, missed deadlines, and a whole lot of stress you don't need. Instead of letting those potential problems keep you up at night, let's break down risk management into bite-sized pieces that anyone can understand. By the end of this video, you'll be able to identify and assess potential risks and confidently implement strategies to keep your projects on track. So let's get started. Transition to next scene. First, let's define what we mean by risk in project management. Risk refers to any uncertain event or condition that can affect your project's objectives, either positively or negatively. Think of it like this. Every project has a goal, right? Maybe you're launching a new product, developing software, or even planning a major event. Risk is basically anything that could potentially throw you off course from achieving that goal. These risks can be big or small, and they can come from anywhere. Maybe a key supplier suddenly increases their prices, or there's a natural disaster that disrupts your supply chain. Sometimes, risks can present opportunities. For example, imagine a competitor unexpectedly drops out of the market. By understanding and managing risk effectively, you can minimize the potential negative impacts and even leverage potential opportunities to your advantage. In the next chapter, we'll dive into how to identify these potential risks before they become major problems. At the beginning of any project, it's essential to identify all potential risks. This involves brainstorming with your team and analyzing possible scenarios that could impact your project. Think of this stage as a pre-mortem for your project. You want to gather your team together and basically ask, what could possibly go wrong? Start by breaking down your project into its different phases or components. Within each phase, brainstorm potential risks specific to that stage. During these brainstorming sessions, it's crucial to encourage open and honest communication. Consider external elements like market trends, economic conditions, or even regulatory changes. One helpful technique is to use a risk register, a document where you can list all identified risks along with their descriptions and potential impacts. Remember, identifying risks is an ongoing process. Regularly revisit your risk register with your team to ensure it remains up to date and relevant. Transition to next scene. Once risks are identified, the next step is to assess them. You need to determine the likelihood of each risk occurring and the potential impact it could have on your project. This helps in prioritizing which risks to focus on. One common method for assessing risk is to use a simple matrix. On one axis you have the likelihood of the risk occurring ranging from low to high. On the other axis you have the potential impact of the risk, also ranging from low to high. By plotting each identified risk on this matrix, you can quickly visualize which risks pose the greatest threat to your project. As your project progresses and new information becomes available, it's essential to revisit your risk assessments and adjust your strategies accordingly. By continuously evaluating and adapting to changing circumstances, you can significantly increase your chances of project success. For each identified risk, you should develop a response plan. This plan outlines the actions you'll take to avoid, mitigate, or accept the risk. Think of it like this. Imagine you're planning a big outdoor event, and there's a chance of rain. You wouldn't just hope for the best, right? You'd come up with a plan to deal with the potential rain, like renting tents or securing an indoor backup location. Risk response planning is essentially creating a backup plan for each of your identified risks. There are 4 main strategies for responding to risk avoidance, mitigation, transference, and acceptance. Avoidance is trying to eliminate the risk altogether. Mitigation involves taking steps to reduce the likelihood or impact of the risk. Transference means shifting the responsibility for managing the risk to a third party. Finally, acceptance means acknowledging the risk but choosing not to take any proactive action. The specific risk response strategy you choose will depend on the nature of the risk, your project constraints, and your organization's risk tolerance. It's important to carefully consider the pros and cons of each strategy before making a decision. There are several strategies for managing risk: avoiding, reducing, transferring, or accepting it. Effective risk management involves informed decisions about which risks to take, mitigate, or avoid. For example, In software development, you might accelerate timelines to beat competitors, or focus on differentiating your product. The best strategy depends on the specific risk and your organization's risk appetite. Risk management isn't a one-time task. You need to continuously monitor risks throughout the project lifecycle. This allows you to identify new risks and reassess existing ones. Remember that risk register we talked about earlier? Well, it's not just a document you create at the beginning of your project and then forget about. It's a living, breathing document that needs to be regularly reviewed and updated throughout the entire project lifecycle. Regular risk monitoring also allows you to assess the effectiveness of your risk response strategies. Are the actions you're taking to mitigate or avoid risks actually working? Do you need to adjust your strategies based on new information or changing circumstances? By making risk monitoring an integral part of your project management process, you can stay ahead of potential problems and keep your project on track for success. Transition to next scene. Effective risk management involves keeping your stakeholders informed. Regular communication ensures everyone is aware of the risks and actions being taken. Good communication is essential for any successful project. Stakeholders need to be aware of potential risks and steps to address them. Imagine hearing about significant risks through rumors. Now, imagine proactive communication from the project manager. You'd feel more confident in the project manager's ability. Stakeholders are anyone interested in the project's success. Communicate key messages like identified risks and response strategies. Keeping stakeholders informed builds trust and increases project success. Not all risks can be predicted. It's important to have a contingency plan in place for unexpected risks. This ensures that you're prepared to handle surprises without derailing the project. No matter how thoroughly you plan, there will always be unexpected risks that pop up during a project. These unexpected risks can come out of left field and throw a wrench in your carefully crafted plans. The key to handling these unexpected risks is to be prepared. You might not be able to predict the future, but you can create a contingency plan that outlines how you'll handle unforeseen circumstances. Think of your contingency plan as your project's emergency kit. So, how do you create an effective contingency plan? Identify potential unexpected risks, develop response strategies, allocate resources, and communicate the plan. It's important to note that your contingency plan shouldn't be set in stone. As your project progresses and you gain more information, you may need to revisit and update your plan to ensure it remains relevant and effective. By having a well-defined contingency plan in place, you can minimize the impact of unexpected risks and keep your project moving forward even when the unexpected happens. Proper risk management is crucial for the success of your project. It helps you stay on track, within budget, and ensures that you meet your project goals. Projects are inherently risky endeavors. Effective risk management is like having a roadmap and a flashlight to guide you through that minefield. It helps you avoid potential problems. By identifying and addressing risks early on, you can prevent them from becoming major issues that derail your project. It also helps you make informed decisions. Risk management provides you with the information you need to make informed decisions about how to allocate resources, prioritize tasks, and respond to challenges. In essence, risk management is the key to increasing your chances of project success. It's not about eliminating risk altogether, but about understanding, managing, and mitigating it effectively so you can achieve your project goals. Finally, after the project is completed, review the risks you encountered and how they were managed. This will provide valuable lessons for future projects and improve your risk management practices. Conduct a thorough post-project review to analyze the risks you encountered and the effectiveness of your risk management strategies. Identify what went well and what didn't go so well. Capture lessons learned to improve future projects. By taking the time to learn from your past projects, you can continuously improve your risk management practices and increase your chances of project success in the future. Transition to next scene. That's it for today's video on risk management in project management. I hope this helped break down this important topic into manageable steps you can start implementing today. Remember, no matter how big or small your project is, having a solid risk management plan can be the difference between smooth sailing and complete chaos. So take the time to identify potential problems, assess their impact, and develop strategies to keep your projects on track. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to AI Tech Time for more insights on project management. Also, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.